Strap into your chairs, boys. Grab some popcorn and a drink because today's video is a doozy. The whole theory behind the cube, and I say theory because this isn't verified in any way, it's not a leak in any way, but it's a crazy coincidence of names and kind of clues and hints that have been given away over the last 2 seasons about what this cube may actually do. Now, listen up, because this is going to get a little technical, and I'll try to get you in the right frame of mind with images, and I'll try to guide you correctly. We'll say that. All right. We start off in season 4, though.
Mystery is on a collision course with danger.
The world will never be the same. Brace for impact.
The meteor hits the depot, right? The meteor in the sky, no one knew where it was going to go, if it was going to hit tilted. It ends up hitting the depot, creating the divot, which is a chain reaction throughout the entire of season 4. Out of the meteor comes the visitor skin. The visitor was a character that nobody really knows what he was supposed to do or still does yet. I'm pretty sure it was during season 4. It was the superhero season, right? And people are thinking, oh, it's superheroes and supervillains and oh, but it's all just a movie set, right? The green screens and they're creating a movie. So maybe it's nothing true at all, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that they're actually good or evil. They could just be making a movie and they're playing those characters. But nobody really knows what the visitor skin tied into. It says intentions unknown if you go over the profile of it and you look at it. So we're not really sure where the visitor fits in this just yet. But the evil layer collects parts of the meteor that impacted the divot, part of his pod essentially, and he creates a rocket with it or uses it for fuel or whatever he does. The evil villain of the season 4, essentially, don't even know if he's evil. We're just saying that based off of the vibe of his base. Creates a rocket.
Shush.
Oh shit!
Oh,
it's going!
baby! Can we shoot it? Oh, it fell.
Oh,
this is sick as hell, dude. Look at it
go, baby! We're supposed to be on that?
Oh shit! Somebody on it?
Shit.
Who's piloting that?
Dude, somebody's riding the tip and shooting off of it.
No. I think they're shooting up.
We explore into space. One small step for man. One giant step for man. Oh shit!
We gotta go over there. Oh, it's gone.
Oh, where's the pod dropping?
Where's
that dropping?
What?
It's on top of the other hill over there. You see it?
And they built there. They know exactly. No.
Whoa! Look at
that
it.
thing is gone,
dude.
Look at it. That is sick.
He wants to ride the shopping cart. We're going.
We gotta go get that. But
wait. Hold on. Oh no, the cart. No.
There's talking.
What is? Look at it up there. Ow. Juice.
Uh-oh.
Whoa!
Oh, it's coming down!
What the fuck is going on? What is happening? Tilted!
What was that?
Oh my god, it is exploded by Tilted! What is happening?
What just happened?
It just...
What?
What is this? What is going on? My mind is fucking blown. It's coming.
Oh, it's coming out.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
What happened to our friend? Is he dead?
It's coming back up. It's over there now by Loot Lake.
Above us. What the fuck?
Oh
What
shit!
is
It's
this?
another dimension. What is
Kaiju's
that?
gonna come out.
We were all there for that as well. The rocket fired, and out of the rocket, a time rift was created. A time-space rift, which pulled in real parts of the real world, and put parts of Fortnite into the real world. You saw the Durburger out in the desert. You saw stuff like that, just dragged out. I think there was an ice cream truck as well that was redone entirely as well in the real world. So the rocket creates the time rift, and out of the time rift, we go into season 5. Now, from the time rift, the map begins to change. You see Paradise Palms come into play. You've seen now the Tomato Temple. You saw, not Risky Reels, I'm sorry. Did Risky Reels actually come from that? It could have. I can't remember if Risky Reels was a new one at that point. It could have been. Whoops, hit the mic, sorry. The golf course, though, I forget the name of it, Lazy Links, that was brought out of it. And you also saw many time rifts around the map that were able to help you rotate and, things of that nature, small things. But big map changes are what we're focused on here because this is kind of a large-scale event that's going on. Then out of the time rift as well comes the Enforcers. Now, the Enforcers, if you go over the tagline of them, they've come to restore balance and order. And that, to me, just along with the name, the Enforcer, and there's many of them if you unlock the weekly challenge thing. There's a lot of them, not just one. It makes it seem like they're time police. They go to places that have been affected by time rifts to try to set things right. And out of a large rift in the sky, hitting little cactuses over and over, and then hitting the rock and spawning the giant cube. Now, we don't know if the time rifts and the Enforcers are working together. They could just come out of them, and that's how they use their travel. But it's almost like, I don't know, I've never seen that show. What was it? They have the little booth that's from the UK. I can't think of it. Everyone's going to hate me in the freaking comments. I'm sorry. I've never watched it. Doctor Who, right? I think that's kind of the same premise on that show. Try to restore balance. Don't let time get screwed up. Whatever. But you get the point, right? I have no clue. I could be totally off on Doctor Who. I apologize. I don't know. I've never watched it once. But that's what the Enforcers do. They're there to enforce kind of the law of time and space. They try to set things right and balance it correctly. And this is where it becomes a little bit more speculation, because we don't know if the cube is part of the Enforcers' arsenal, because they come out of the time rifts and the cube came out of the time rift. It was spawned by this lightning that came out of it, and the cube starts to move. Now, the reason that I think it might be connected a little bit is because, and this is, again, speculation here, the challenge to unlock the Enforcer was called Road Trip. That doesn't really fit anywhere in this season. Why would they call it Road Trip? Blockbuster with the Visitor skin made sense. They were making a movie, like a blockbuster hit. Road Trip doesn't make sense unless the cube is going on a road trip, which it seems weird, but the cube could be on a road trip heading toward a certain destination. And if it's doing that, I'm assuming it's working with the Enforcers. To balance the map properly, it would have to go to ground zero, which is the Dusty Divot. And people have been speculating on the direction it's going on Reddit and a bunch of things like that. And it's near that. People are marking the mountain next to the divot, which I call Mount Olympus. I don't know what you guys call it, but I call it Mount Olympus. It's just the big center mountain of the map. And if it goes to the divot, the cube will have something to do with restoring Fortnite to its former self before the meteor, before the time rifts. It will try to go back and bring it to what it was and restore order and balance. That is the premise of this video. That's the whole theory behind it. It ties in Season 4 to Season 5. It works on hints that were given not only on the characters unlocked, but the names of the challenges. I honestly think it fits pretty damn well. I don't think it's too far out there. I don't know if anybody else has created something like this over it yet. I haven't posted it on Reddit. I posted a little shortened version on Twitter. I'm sure somebody else is also trying to piece it together. Many people are trying to piece it together, honestly. But every hour and 43 minutes currently, the cube is moving. It's flipping over one by one. I don't know how long it would take to get to the divot. It might not continue moving every day and every hour and 43 minutes, because to be fair, there's 30 days left until the end of Season 5, and it probably won't fully finish and restore the map and balance and order until the end of Season 5. It just doesn't make sense, right? It would be the finale, right? That's where it would be. So if it was moving every hour and 43 minutes, it would definitely get to the divot before 30 days is over. So there could be some things we haven't seen yet that kind of come into play. It could not go there at all. This could be entirely crazy, that the fact that this stuff just lines up properly. But naturally, if it was going to restore order and balance, it would obviously go to ground zero, where the meteor initially hit, where it could also go, I guess, it could also travel. This is an interesting idea as well. I just thought of it. It could also follow the trajectory of the rocket pod that spawned the time rifts. If you guys remember that during the rocket video, it went all around the map, and it actually was, one of them was around the Paradise Palms area. I don't remember exactly which way it came from. I'll have to look after this video for the fact and see if it lines up properly, and you guys will know then. But either way, that is the idea. If you have extra ideas you'd like to throw out there, use the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.